garden has a rich history of church support, individual perseverance to finalize the legacy we presently have for our friends who have seen the resurrection. Early 1990s, Penny and Hugh Morrell initiated a review for the need of a memorial garden and evaluated many different church gardens to develop a concept. They talked with varied church memorial garden committees, collected policies and procedure information, and developed possible locations on the church property. The basic concept was presented to Worship Council, approved for investigation, and directed to complete a plan for session. A committee was formed involving Ben Jones, an architect and a strong supporter of the concept. He developed the drawings. Bill Walcott, attorney, handled the legal issues. Gene Duckett represented Worship Council. Don Harris handled promotions. Penny and Hugh Morrell, who had initiated the concept, and Dick Mance from Property Committee. The committee received support from session to proceed and began to finalize the site. The committee also reviewed how to save an oak tree near the site and decided not to do a solid, complete, containing brick wall. This effort was directed to protect the oak tree root system. Budget was established by developing a charge of $250 to reserve a space on plaque and in the garden for cremated remains. Many on committee donated extra funds since garden ran over budget. The brick path, the garden gate, and water feature were all part of the garden that required additional support from individuals. The gate and fountain were given in memorial to Hugh Morrell. The fountain represented the Trinity with 3 sections. The 2 side sections have 7 plates representing the days of creation. The middle section has an 8th plate representing the final ascension into heaven. Snow Creek Landscaping and Nursery was hired in the summer of 1998, which started the transformation into an area of beauty and life. Ben Jones and Hugh Morrell were the constant on-site monitors and supervisors. December 13, 1998, the garden was dedicated by Pastor Cecil Jividan. The garden was totally inclusive, allowing non-church members to have ashes placed in the garden and their name on the wall. Validation of this was shown by a non-member buried in the garden that was denied by other church gardens. The original fountain sculpture was developed and produced by Charles McBride White. Photos show the beauty of the concept and the construction of the fountain and the performance. Unfortunately, the fountain had 2 issues that resulted in replacement with a more central water feature. The fountain was changed due to working issues and was replaced by a maintenance-free fountain. A new fountain was designed by Snow Creek Landscaping and formally dedicated 2018 with the Reverend Marcia Mount Shute presiding. The gate was developed by Barry Bate and paid for by individual donations. The leaf designs on the sides give a feeling of movement upward, so the scriptures moves. The latch is unsecured. We have an open gate inviting to all. The stone in the gate door was donated by Cecil Jividan as it journeyed from the Holy Isle of Iona in Scotland. The wind chimes were provided by Bob Wells in memory of his wife and were upgraded by a donation from Pastor Cecil Jividan and family with a beautiful stand and Corinthian bells. The teak benches were donated by Morrell's, Walter J. Renfro Pressure Point class, and the William Wolcott Sr. family. The Japanese maple was donated by the youth group in honor of John Benjamin Lewis, a friend of many of our youth. He was killed in a motor vehicle accident on Memorial Avenue in 1998. Services were held at Beaver Lake and at the tree when it was planted. In 2002, a dedication was held by the Reverend Kimberly Richter for the benches, fountain, wind chimes, and gate that had been completed. Amy Buchanan and Steve Reinhold assisted Kim. The first family member to be placed on the garden plaques was Catherine Haynes Burkhart. She died of spina bifida issues prior to garden being completed. Name was placed when the Burkharts became members. Volunteers that maintain the garden have done an excellent job in developing the beauty of the garden's maturity. David Wood was the first caretaker. Bill Callison developed the outline of maintenance and plantings, and Trudy Ford brought formal training formalizing the garden. The garden presently has plaques with individual names of those remembered in the garden. Refurbishing of the original fountain into a sculptured garden component has been completed in December of 2022, with estimated 3 years to reach maturity of plants. Brick walkway will be repaired by members this year of 2023. Donations allowed an additional area inside the administrative building above the garden to allow meditation and peaceful remembrance of loved ones. Photos show the beauty of the garden through the seasons and peaceful environment for meditation, grieving, and possibly reuniting families spiritually. The hopes of the contributing members, the consistent planning by committee, the support of session, and donations of individuals allow this vision to be completed. This is not a garden to recognize individual efforts, but recognize all individuals that have impacted the fruitfulness of our journey that God has provided through GCPC. Ben Jones provided a thoughtful description. Grace Covenant Memorial Garden, a place to rest, a place to stroll, a place to sit, a place to remember loved ones, a place of seasonal beauty, a place of sun and shade, a place of peace and solitude, a place to listen, a place enclosed yet open. The Memorial Garden Committee strives to continue to develop, maintain, and be inclusive for all as the original members intended. Quotes from Thomas Moores: "The re-enchantment of everyday life used in the garden dedication in 1998. The Bible tells us that paradise was a garden, but it also hints that a garden is paradise. I suspect that a good path to paradise is through a garden. Entering a garden is like passing through a mystical gate. Things are not the same on the other side. In the interior, where nature has been arranged, whether formally or casually, to suggest to our senses and our subliminal imagination a mid-realm somewhere between the conscious mystery worlds of the garden. All religions have used their power of garden in service of their own designs and caring for the soul, as in the monks' or nuns' cloister or the Islamic fountain garden. The garden epitomizes the most rudimentary materials and timings of all life, including our own human elements and sessions.